Welcome to another review video by Toolbox Tipz. In today's video, we're going to be comparing the Launch CRP919x against the Launch Elite 2.0 GM. Both of these scanners that we're going to be reviewing today have bidirectional capabilities. We're going to be going over the cost, the tech specs, the functionalities, and the overall value of both of these devices. Let's jump outside and we'll dive right in. We're going to be starting with the Launch Elite 2.0. We're going to see how fast the diagnostic is run. So both devices have auto VIN detection, so it found the VIN very fast. Now we just need to determine for this vehicle if it's a Camaro or an Equinox. We're now going to let it run the diagnostics. The Elite 2.0 took less than a minute to run the diagnostics here. You can see the detailed report here, which lets you check all the modules that are available on this vehicle. Let's jump inside of some of these modules and we'll see some of the functions it has. We're now going to jump in and see some of the bidirectional functions that this scan tool has. We're going to start in the ECM, which is right here. We're going to go down to actuation tests. We're going to start with the AC clutch. We're going to command it on. I can hear it under the hood click. And we'll shut it back off. And I can hear it disengage again. We're going to take a quick look also at the evap tests. So you've got the option here to test the purge, the vent, and you can do a purge seal test, which is great. Very common test to use with a bidirectional scanner. You've also got compression test, cooling fan, engine ignition, engine speed, fuel pump, fuel system, timing, O2 sensors, and starter relays. We're going to go back, take a look at some of the BCM functions that are available. So we'll go down and find the BCM right here. Again, we're going to go to the actuation tests. Let's take a look. We'll go into Windows. We'll do driver side. We'll lower our window. We'll stop it. It's about 3/4 of the way down. We'll bring it back up. So you've got the option to test all 4 windows on this vehicle. And we'll take a look here for wipers. We'll do washer fluid first. So the washer sprayed. We'll go back and actually try the motor now. We'll turn the wipers on low. We'll stop this now. We'll now take a look at some of these special functions that are also available for this tool. We're going to take a look now at some of the special functions that are offered. We're going to take a look in the ECM first. So you go down to the bottom, the special function tab. We're going to start with the resets. So some of the special functions that are available with this is engine life reset, fuel trim, and then vehicle starts, disable history resets. We'll take a look at some of the learn functions. You've got the option to relearn the brake pedal, cam position, O2, and idle relearn. We're going to go back now into the BCM and see what options are available for that too. And we're going to go down to the special function tab, brake pedal relearn, tire pressure sensor relearn, which is a very common system to redo, sensor signal reset, and tire position sensor. Let's take a look at some of the live data now. To take a look at some of the live data, we're going to go into the ECM and just pick a couple PIDs out of there. So we'll go here to the ECM one more time. We'll go down to read data stream, engine data. We're going to select just a couple things here. We'll do brake pedal. Do engine speed. Fuel pressure. That should be good. So as the vehicle's running, you can see the engine speed right now is at 787 for RPM. The fuel pressure is at 417 to 429. Brake pedal is at 0, but as we press it, you'll see the pressure increase here. You've also got the options on the right to go into your graphing. So you can see the engine speed here sitting pretty steady right now. We'll go into the brake pedal. And as we press on the brake pedal, you'll see it increase. We'll go back now to the fuel pressure here. And again, you can see the fuel pressure here is running pretty steady at 380 to 420. So for the live data, while we're in the ECM, you have tons of options in here. You've also got the functions in the BCM and all the other modules to see some of the live data. But this is just quick here, some of the options that you are able to actually view live data for in the ECM. This vehicle has 72 options we can pick from. Let's jump back to the main screen now. Now that we're back to the main screen, we're going to go to the home button here. You're going to see here you have the upgrade function, which allows you to just run updates for any of the vehicles you do have access to. You have the mall function here. This is where you can purchase additional functions for this scan tool. This scan tool is the GM version, so it only works with Chevy, Cadillac, GM, any of those makes. You can purchase additional functions though for Aston Martin, Audi, BMW, Ford. You do have the option down here at the end too to purchase additional resets. There are quite a few options here for you. We'll go back to the home button here again. You do have these standard setting options also to adjust all these standard features between brightness, location, measurements. Go back into the OBD2 one more time. It brings you back to your main screen here. Let's take a look now at the 919X, and we'll see some of the comparable options for it. Now that we've got the 919 plugged in, it's going to run its diagnosis here on the auto VIN detection. Again, it found the VIN relatively fast, indicated it's a Chevy vehicle. Again, it's asking if it's a Camaro or an Equinox, and we'll let it run the tests on all the available modules. Again, about a minute or so, it found the report here. Let's jump in some modules and see the additional functions this one has. We're going to also start in the ECM for this one. We're going to go down to actuation tests. You can see right away there are quite a few extra tests that are available with this model, but again, we're going to go into the AC to start. And so you also do have the option to test the AC clutch, cooling fan, engine speed throttle, fuel pump, fuel system, ignition timing, starter relay, secondary air injection. In the evap system here, you do have these same functions, the purge, the vent, and the purge seal test. Compression, ignition control here. Let's go back into the last screen here. We'll see what special functions are available. Reset, you've got the same three options here again for reset. Go to learn. And you only have two learn functions on this one. The TPM reset is going to actually be in a different location in the BCM. We'll go down now to the BCM. Again, you've got a lot of similar functions: wipers, windows, power mode, anti-theft, chassis body. Let's do windows again, driver window. Run this test one more time here. Stop all the way down here, back up. One big difference right away is the screen is a lot more responsive. I'm going to put this window all the way back up. So I jumped out of the module while the vehicle window was halfway down, so it stopped there. Now they're all the way back up. You've also got, again, the same wiper tests in here. In the chassis body, you've got brake control resets. The exterior lights, you're able to test a bunch of the exterior lights. Interior lights. Let's take a look at some of these special functions that are available here also. So your TPM reset is also in here. Brake pedal, tire pressure again. Let's go back one more time. We'll take a look at some live data. So I just restarted the vehicle here. Going to the ECM. Data stream, engine data. We're going to select a few components again here. Again, you've got all the data here on the first portion. You do have the graphs again here to be able to see. So we'll go in one more time on the graph here, and you can see as we press on the accelerator, you can see the increase on the graph here. Having this larger device does make viewing the graph quite a bit easier. You've got the fuel pressure sensor here, fuel take pressure sensor, let's shut the vehicle back off for now. Let's move back to the home screen here. You've got the upgrade section, which is your updates. You have a dedicated reset function on this one. Going to run a test one more time. Now that we're back to the home screen again, you've also got the BST360 tool. So this is a battery testing tool. I do have that option. So you can test the battery life there. You can go into other modules here. You've got a camera on this device, so you can take photos of specific things, save that info, your TPM, battery voltage, remote assist. You have the same set of functions in here that allow you to reset, rename, or reprogram information. And then you do also have the mol function in here as well. So a lot of these options additionally here, I'm already going to have options to a lot of these, but there are some additional ones here that you can purchase. Now that we're back to the main screen again, if you want to go back into the current test that you've run, hit the OBD2 here, yes, you're back to all these modules. So biggest difference right away between this and the Elite 2.0 is there are access to many different modules like the instrument cluster in here too. So when you go into it, you can actually test the lights that are on the dash. You've got radio functions. You do have the liftgate like regular, front heating seat controls. Let's jump back inside of the house and we'll go over some of the specs this has, the cost breakdown, and what my overall thoughts are. Now that we're back inside the house, we're going to go over some of the tech specs and cost and my final thoughts. Both devices do have standalone batteries, so we can turn these screens back on. Having the option for the standalone battery is great because if you do record any of the data and you want to come back inside the house or the shop and review it afterwards, you do have that option. For the 919X, it has a 6100 mega amp battery, and for the Elite 2.0, it has a 300 mega amp battery. Both devices have a good amount of storage and RAM. You've got 16 gigs of storage with 2 gigs of RAM and 32 gigs of storage with 3 gigs of RAM, running on Android 10.0 and 8.1. You have a 4-inch screen and then a 7-inch screen. Both devices have very similar layouts here. Power on the left, OBD2 connection in the middle, and the on-off button on the right-hand side here. Overall, the big difference is the size, obviously. The 2.0 Elite fits comfortably into your hands, where the 919 is quite a bit bigger. It does come, though, with a stand on the rear here to allow you to prop the device up, where the Elite 2.0 does not. So sometimes it's a little bit harder to keep it in position when you're using it. When it comes to the updates for the device, the Elite 2.0 has free lifetime updates, where the 919 only has free updates for 2 years, so you do have to renew your subscription. The subscription looks like it's around $300 to renew, so that is something to keep in mind. Every 2 years or so, you do need to renew that update if you want those additional new updates. And finally, let's talk about the price. There's quite a big pricing difference between these two models. The 919X is about $650 to $700. You can find it on sale for just under $600. The Elite 2.0 is about $200. You can also find this on sale sometimes for about $160 to $180. My overall pick between these two devices, I would lean towards the Elite 2.0 if you're only working on one manufacturer, you own one car, and that's consistently all you work on. But what I would say is right away, if you own two different manufacturers or you work consistently on different vehicles, then I would invest the extra money and move towards the 919X. For the price on both devices, the functions and capabilities, both options are a great choice. But again, it's going to be down to your specific needs. If you want any additional information, leave a comment, or you found this content useful, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.